Welcome to my kitchen. We've got nacho cheese omelets on the menu today. This is one of those foods that I gave up when I changed my diet. I didn't eat it for years and I missed it. So I had to re-envision it. It's something that's way healthier and just as good. I used to love when you poke into a nacho cheese omelet and you'd have all that rich, spicy cheese kind of oozing out all over the place. I used to love that. And this isn't quite as dramatic, but it's extremely good, and the nacho cheese sauce is so rich and spicy you'll feel guilty eating it out of habit. Hi, I'm Karen. On my YouTube channel, I demonstrate how to make simple, delicious, and healthy meals fast. As a weight loss coach, I help people who have been struggling with their weight for a long time. I myself struggled for over 50 years, repeatedly losing weight and then gaining it right back again, until I hit on the solution. I've written up that solution into an ebook, 6 Strategies for Permanent Weight Loss. You'll find a link in the description box where you can download it for free. So now, let's get cooking. The ingredients for the nacho cheese sauce are pretty straightforward, except that you will need a high-powered blender like the Vitamix that I have here, or Ninja or Blendtec. If you have a regular blender, I suggest you pre-soak your cashews for about 2 hours in some warm water prior to making the sauce, and then drain the cashews before you put them in. Start by adding half a block of firm tofu. It's about 8 ounces, and drain it before adding, but you don't need to press the water out. But you do have to try to get it out of the package. Next, add 1/3 cup of cashews, 1/4 cup of lime juice, half of a large red bell pepper, 2 cloves of garlic. I always have a can of these chilies open on the shelf. They're chipotle chilies canned in adobo sauce. Since heat is a very individual thing, I would just say add hot peppers to taste. And finally, add 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast. Now the only thing left to do is blend all the ingredients together until you have a nice smooth sauce. And here's the nice, smooth, creamy, spicy nacho cheesy sauce. The ingredients for the omelet are also pretty straightforward. The proportions I'm giving you today are for 1 omelet, but it scales up very easily, and it's 1/2 cup of chickpea flour per person and an equal amount of water. So it's for 1 person would be 1/2 cup of water, 1/2 cup of chickpea flour, and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda as the basic ingredients for the omelet. Now, there's some spices that I add, and that's 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder and 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder. I also add a teaspoon of this organic no salt seasoning that I get at Costco. And the ingredient that's really going to make this omelet taste eggy is black salt. It does have a little bit of a pink tint to it, but it is not pink salt. It's sold in Indian groceries. I bought it online, and I'll have a link in the description box where you can find it. And I will tell you that a tiniest little pinch goes a long way. don't overdo it. The sulfur taste will overwhelm your omelet very quickly. So just less than a 1/16 of a teaspoon is my guide. Just a tiny little pinch. Simply mix all the omelet ingredients together in a bowl. You don't need to add them in any particular order, and the mixture you get will be slightly runny. That's okay. That's the way it should be. All right. So I like to make this in a cast iron skillet. And I do make some exceptions, and with cast iron pancakes, these chickpea omelets, there are a few things that I do actually use some oil. I saute without oil, but I prefer to grease pans, and occasionally for things like this, I use a tiny bit. Wait till the pan's hot, first of all, and then we'll put the oil in and then wipe it out with a paper towel. I did this once. I said this in a Facebook group once, and the oil police came down on me. I was actually censured because I said I used a few drops of oil, and this is vegan butter. And I was actually censured for advocating the use of oil. Needless to say, I didn't stay in that Facebook group. So, essentially, this is what you do. It's the tiniest bit, but it really does keep things from sticking. It's still going to stick a little bit, but it keeps things from sticking too badly. Okay, so now you check to see if the pan is hot, the same way you do for pancakes. And that's hot. I'm just going to put in my omelet batter. And you notice bubbles are starting to appear, just like in a pancake. So this is actually more like a pancake than like an omelet, but the flavor is still kind of eggy because the black salt has the sulfur in it. Getting nice and bubbly now. The edges are starting to dry out. I'm going to wait just a little bit longer. So while this is cooking, I've got my roasted vegetables out that I made a few days ago that I put in almost everything, and that is going to get heated up in the microwave. And now this is well cooked. Nice. It's looking good. Now I'm ready to plate everything up. Got my omelet here. And the vegetables that I've just heated are going on top. And folding this over, if you want to. Might be prettier if you fold it over, but I don't think it's not staying. So I'm going to have an open face omelet. Okay, and now my cheese. My nacho cheese sauce. Nacho cheese omelet. I've added roasted vegetables to it to make it a complete meal. I hope you'll try this. And if you do, if you think you'll try this, give it a thumbs up and While you're at it, subscribe to my channel. If you click on the bell, you'll get a notification every time I upload a new video. Thanks for watching.